Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we are going over Innerscope Hearing Technologies, ticker symbol INND. Now, this company recently released news that I think is the best news that it's ever released, but their stock price is down about 24% today. So we're going to take a look at the news. We're going to talk about what it will mean for the company going forward. We will take a look at the stock chart, some of the technicals. I will let you guys know what I think about the charts, and then I will also let you know what trades I will be making on this company. So definitely stick around as we do have a lot to cover. If you want access to this information as I do get it, if you want access to my trades, my trade alert, my trade portfolio, if you want early access to these videos, if you want access to my daily newsletter, go down to the link in the description. It'll bring you over to the Patreon. That's where I'm fully transparent with everything I do as an investor, a trader, and a YouTuber. Also, if you are looking to expand out into a new brokerage or start your own investment journey, I highly recommend using the referral link down in the description below. Whenever you click the referral link, it'll take you over to Webull. Open an account, deposit $100, and you will get 2 free stocks valued all the way up to $1,850. With that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump straight into today's video. Again, let's take a look at some of this news and let's see what all has been announced. Well, the big news that I think is really going to be game changing for this company is the fact that they are now working in partnership with BJ's Wholesale Club. So if you do take a quick look at their company profile, BJ's Wholesale Club is the nation's #3 membership warehouse club behind Costco and Walmart's Sam's Club. They're also #1 in England. As we can see here from the tweet that we did get from INND, they have over 6 million members through 221 clubs in 17 states. They're also on the Fortune 500, ranking in at 243, which of course puts them in the Fortune 250. So as you can see here, BJ's Wholesale Club is no small company. I mean, this is a very large company generating billions and billions of dollars every single quarter. So that being said, again, immediately I think that already speaks for the potential of INND, that a company so large would want to partner with them and want to distribute out their products, because BJ's has, at the end of the day, they have a reputation to maintain. They have customers to satisfy. And if they were going to be bringing over not so good technology or not so good hearing aid devices, then at the end of the day, that would be a bad look. But considering the fact that they are doing this and they are bringing INND on, I think that immediately speaks for the capabilities and the potential that Innerscope Hearing Technologies has. Now, whenever it comes to INND, it also is very, very amazing for them going forward, as I think this will all around improve their business. Now, as we have seen, they have a very, very strong online presence. I mean, they have so many different products, from vitamins and CBD oils to their hearing devices, of course. And I think that as they have grown their online presence, they've been doing a great job at bringing in revenue. Now, there's 2 reasons why I think their partnership with BJ's is going to be so important. The first one of those is, of course, just growing your overall retail presence. I think it's important for customers to be able to be a little bit more hand-on, and I think that is going to provide them with even more capability to maximize the revenues in which they are bringing in through their devices. Now, the second reason I think this is important, and you can just see it from their website here, is that the majority of their customers are going to be within like the elderly age group. I mean, of course, as you get older, your hearing starts to deteriorate a little bit and you start to have more issues with your hearing, so that is going to lead you to needing hearing devices and things such as that. So we have to consider the fact that the elderly are typically going to be a little bit more, less involved with online presence. They're not going to be all that technologically inclined. They're going to want to go more in public. Well, not really with a pandemic, but just in general, go out into the public, get these different products that they need, do all the things that they need to do, because they're just not all that into the online stuff. You know what I mean? And so I think as INND has now put themselves into the public, put themselves into a major retailer, and are planning on to go even further in the future, I think that's going to allow them to maximize the size of the consumer base in which they can access. And I think it's going to allow many of their consumers a lot more potential ways to get their hands on some of their products, which of course is going to be fantastic for INND, and it'll allow them to expand dramatically. Now, as they are growing out into the retail world, as they are continuing to grow their online presence, I think it's important to just take a look at how much the industry is growing and to consider that this is going to allow them to reach a very vast market. It says here that the global hearing aids market was around $9 billion in 2019, and through a compounded annual growth rate of 8.2%, it is expected to reach about $13.4 billion by 2027. So not only are they going to be, growing with the industry, but now they are in the other half of the industry that is growing just as fast. So of course, again, I think all of this is going to be the next big step for this company, and I think it is just going to take them to that very next level. Now, we have also been seeing something from this company a lot that I am personally a huge fan of, and that is publicity. So as we did see here from INND, they did announce their TV interview schedule for the upcoming weeks. They had their one 2 days ago on the 11th with Newsmax, of course. That we did see Fox Business yesterday, which I did tune in for. We got Bloomberg TV on April 24th, plus many local stations. They will also be filming the next NASDAQ interview with an exciting announcements on the week of May 3rd. Now, we have to consider the fact that this is a stock and this is a company that moves a lot on hype. I think as we do get closer to May 3rd, that we will likely start to see that stock price climb. And then maybe on May 3rd, when they announce some of this exciting news, we may see again, like we have recently, where the stock price kind of falls. But we will get into that in a second here. So overall, I do believe that it is important that going forward, that this company does continue to get all this publicity. I think that's going to allow them to reach out into many more consumers, but really it'll allow them to reach out to many more investors. And that's what I'm excited about. I think this publicity is going to bring attention to them as a company and all the capabilities that they have. I think people will realize the potential that they have, and through that, we will likely see, in my opinion, a higher number of retail investors and institutional investors flooding into INND very, very soon here if they do continue to do so amazing with their publicity and all of these different news channels and TV stations. So let's go ahead now and let's take a quick look at their stock charts. Let's see what's going on with the technicals and what I am expecting going forward. Well, as we can see here, of course, they had a very good rise over the last few weeks in the build up for the great news that we did get on the 11th. And it did seem like, as I did mention, that people were buying on the rumors and selling on the facts. As INND was getting very excited, they were pushing out this news a lot. They were saying, we got some great news coming on the 11th. We got some great news coming on the 12th. Stay tuned. And everyone was getting excited. And of course, we see it a lot in penny stocks. Then once that great news does come out, then we start to see a bit of a sell-off as the hype kind of dies down for a little while and people take their profits. Pretty normal. Now, a 22% red day is kind of surprising, but we have to consider that INND does trade within these channels very specifically. So one thing that we will notice is that they will have very strong levels of resistance, and once they bypass or fall through those resistance, they typically will either climb a lot or free fall, and that's typically the pattern that they'll follow. Now, one thing that we did notice is that as this hype was increasing, they broke through this level of resistance with ease and then broke through the next level of resistance with ease, not much problem. Now, in the beginning of this day, they broke through the next level of resistance. I was like, man, how far is this thing gonna go without having any troubles with any of these levels of resistance? But as we could see, it did fall back through this resistance. This previous resistance was unable to act as a floor, and then it fell through this one as well. Now, this is when it gets crucial. This is when it gets very crucial for this company. The reason I say that is because they are now starting to get to a point that if they were to continue to fall, that I think they may really go into a free fall that might not be too good for any investors. What I do believe is going to happen is that they are going to maintain this upward momentum for a few reasons. None of those reasons being bigger than the fact that this fall is really a little bit unjustified in a sense. Of course, people are selling on the fact, and it's something we see all the time, but it's not like any bad news came out that made this stock start to fall. So that's what makes me confident in the thought that, yeah, we, maybe started to get a little bit of ahead of ourselves here. We're going to fall back into this channel in which we were operating previously. It was more kind of like that roughly. And then I think that this one is going to, now that the hype has died, fall back into this channel in which it was previously trading in. As we can see here, it has met resistance very strong. And I don't believe that it's going to close under this 0.036 cent mark. I personally just don't see it happening. Now, of course, in May, I could be wrong, but I just don't think I am. And so with that being said, I wouldn't be surprised to start to see this maybe consolidate for a day or two, hit resistance maybe one or two more times, and then start to catch some more upward momentum as they do continue to do these TV interviews. And I think that will provide them with a lot of growth. Now, I do personally believe that this is a fantastic time to buy. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm simply just a guy on YouTube with a camera giving my opinion who could be totally wrong. So make sure you base your investments off your own research. But Personally, I do believe that this could be a great time to buy simply for the fact that they are now operating within this original channel and this growth was a little bit more sustainable. I do think that this resistance is going to be strong enough for them to maintain above these levels, and I think it only goes up from here as the news does get more exciting and they do become a lot more public. They have a lot of stuff coming out in the future here. As we did see, they have that big announcement coming in May. They just got over $500,000 worth of hearing aids that they'll be selling, so hopefully we get some great financial news eventually. And I think with all this information, it is going to provide us with a lot of potential growth, and I'm very excited about the future and what's coming soon from Innerscope Hearing Technologies. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, you can let me know, of course, by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. Don't forget, we are now doing an Ask Me Anything series every single day on this channel, so if there's any information that I might have missed that you want to know about, or anything you want to know about your favorite stocks, leave it down in the comment section. Hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, send me something through Patreon, and get in on that Ask Me Anything series, as I have been bringing 1 or 2 of those videos out every single day. With that being said, I do post on this channel 2 to 3 times every single day, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Peace.